There's a story that went viral over the weekend, and oddly enough, I covered the story about 2 months ago. But since then, a documentary has come out, about British OnlyFans model and content creator, which I think is quite a grandiose way to refer to a woman who gets a gash out online, Lily Phillips, because she had sex with 101 men in one day. Now, it's her body, her choice. I'm trying not to be judgmental, but after watching bits of the documentary, I think it speaks to something very broken in our society. The details are disturbing because the event where she took 101 dicks in a day took place at an Airbnb that doesn't have a functioning shower. So neither Lily nor the 101 men who fucked her were able to get properly clean. Not only that, but the men didn't have their backgrounds checked. So it's a blessing, I'm guessing, that one of them wasn't a psychopath who turned up with a knife, nor were they screened for STIs. And that's even more disturbing given that Lily didn't know that HIV is sexually transmitted. The only requisite for these men to attend this event is that they are subscribers to her OnlyFans. So in effect, they paid to be there.
It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard.
But
I don't know if I'd recommend it.
why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like... It's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like, it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like...
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out, like it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
It's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay. Just take
Yeah,
it
1
back.
minute.
Yeah,
The word that's muted in that clip is prostitute. It's a bit like being a prostitute. Lily, sweetheart, a number of men turned up and paid money in order to have sex with you. That is the definition of prostitution. Except I'm guessing the average hooker doesn't go through 100+ men in a day. And the men waiting for their turn were in what looked like a doctor's waiting room. What was the topic of conversation? What number are you? Because let's be clear here, I wouldn't want to be the second man in that queue, let alone one in the 90s, by which time I imagine it was like trying to fuck a two-man tent. So coming up next is the clip that went viral. I will warn you, it's about 1.5 minutes and it isn't comfortable viewing.
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the, I think like the 30th, you know, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're going to do this. And like, it just, sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal sex at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember. And that's it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? Like, if I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100, you know? But yeah. I think that was kind of the hard part, is like conversing with them and like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Do you think you should feel bad about that?
I guess when you've promised something to people who support you, it's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right? Like when you know.
Yeah.
Have you even processed, do you think, what's happened?
Not yet. God, I won't forget this day, Jesus.
When I decided to start making this
Like I said, it's her body, her choice. But I actually feel sorry for her, because it looks like her self-worth is based on how much of an absolute whore she can be. And not being able to remember what went on, that's bad. So, the dissociation, the only remembering 5, 6 or maybe 10 of the men she's had sex with, so memory's not forming. She's got fucking PTSD. That's her brain trying to protect her from what is clearly a very unusual situation. I'm not a doctor, but I'm guessing taking 100+ cocks in one day isn't overly healthy. And breaking down crying, she's overwhelmed. All for some weird stunt and a chance to get an almost infamous type of fame. Is it really worth it? And some of the men have been affected as well. Now, in the documentary, you don't see what goes on in the bedroom, and all the men have had their faces pixelated and their voices changed. But some of them are physically shaking. They look traumatised. And of course, there are many people saying the men are to blame, that Lily is just being exploited. And maybe she is, but she's set it up. She's arranged it, and she's made a shitload of money out of it. And I have to wonder, for the men, how lonely and desperate do you have to be to queue up all day? And as we heard from Lily, some of them were disappointed. To queue up all day to have between 2 and 5 minutes with a woman who's being a professional slag. Not only that, but then that video is up on her OnlyFans. So if you want to watch yourself fucking the OnlyFans model, you then have to pay for it. But after all that pain and all that trauma and all the crying that she's gone through, it was just a warm-up.
I want to be the first person to be with 1,000 guys in one day.
Logistically, how long are you going to spend with each man?
In out, I'm hoping a couple seconds at most. We're hoping for some other girls there, make it a bit of an event that the guys actually want to come to and enjoy. And, you know, they don't just get 2 seconds, they get a little bit longer with them. So I started doing porn a year ago now, and I just loved it so much. And I think my was getting quite mundane, and that's when I decided to kind of ramp it up and do some challenges. I'm doing what I love and what I enjoy and making a career out of it, so what's wrong with that, you know?
1,000 men in a day. Just the logistics will be mind-blowing. How will it work? I imagine it'll be like when you go to a restaurant before your table's ready, so they give you that plastic disc that vibrates and flashes when it's time for you to go and sit down. Except in this scenario, you'll have blokes waiting around for 8 hours to go and have their 3 thrusts on her, by which time I imagine it'll be like trying to bone the Channel Tunnel. And we know a lot of OnlyFans content creators have trouble forming meaningful relationships because they're not seen as people, they're just objects to be used. How would you introduce someone like that as your girlfriend? Oh, hi, this is Lily. How do we meet? Funny story, I was number 478 of the 1,000 men who knobbed her last Tuesday. I don't think things are going to end well for Lily. And I bet her parents are proud of her. But I think the real danger is that there will be many impressionable young women who will see this documentary and will think that is a viable career choice. Now, of course, if someone wants to set up an OnlyFans, that is entirely their choice. However, how much money is there to be made on OnlyFans and Fansly and sites of that nature? The first thing we need to understand is that the scales are massively skewed by the few high earners. People like Lily who do the more extreme stuff, and celebrities and some porn stars. The last one does confuse me. Who is paying a monthly subscription to watch a porn star take her clothes off? So, we have a few high earners and then everyone else. So this is the average earning that takes into account all of those millions. The average, not the mean. The average earning on OnlyFans is $151 a month. That is £119.50 in sterling, less than 30 quid a week. And once those photos are out there, or videos, they stay out there. There's a good chance that they'll get leaked and spread around all the different porn sites. And of course, that's all well and good now. But imagine if, in the future, Lily wants to settle down. If she can find anyone who'll have her, then maybe in 10, 15 years' time, when her children go to school and find a video of their mum fucking 1,000 men in a day, that's going to be a lot of counselling. And within society, more and more people are getting addicted to pornography and more people are getting desensitised to it. So content creators are having to do more and more extreme things just to get noticed. And I think that's what's going on with Lily. I really don't have an end to this video because, although I've tried to make a few jokes, it's a very serious subject. So if you enjoyed this video, and fuck knows why you would have done because it fell flat on its face right at the end, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already, and as ever, thanks for watching. Over the weekend, a story went absolutely viral, and I covered it a few fucking bollocks. Over the weekend, a story went absolutely viral, and I covered it a few months ago. Fuck it, start again. The word that's muted there is prostitute. Because obviously a woman who takes 101 dicks in a day, it'd be wrong to infer that she makes money from sex. Of course, many people are promiscuous, and that is absolutely fine. But after she's broken down in tears and is visibly in shock, why go through with more of it? Because that was just a warm-up. 101 dicks in one day and she's just getting started. Sounds like a nice girl, don't she? In the future of those 1,000 men, how likely are they to get into a serious relationship when their claim to fame is they were one fucking bollocks? Fuck it. 101 men in a building that doesn't have a shower. At the end of the day, I bet her box smelt like a fishmonger that had a hand grenade thrown into it. And it probably looked like a fishmonger's that had a hand grenade thrown into it. To be earned on OnlyFans. Now, the scales are massively skewed because at one end we have a fucking bollocks. How much is there to be earned on OnlyFans or Fansly or sites of that nature? Well, the scales are massively skewed because there are a few high earners, mostly women who are earning millions. So we're talking about the average, not the mean, and I fucking lost my train. In the documentary, there's an interview with a guy who'd flown from Switzerland. So in total, he had spent £800 for 5 minutes with an OnlyFans model. Mate, you go to some countries, you can buy one for that.